On this computer. Good morning, Team Fit to Lab. It is Kelly and Aliza, and we are here this morning on a Saturday for you because my brain didn't function on Thursday, and Aliza was so kind to be on. She was going to be like a guest speaker on our team call for Thursday night, and I blew it. And so I asked her if she had any time to before she left for the Transformation Center with Sean to come on and kind of go over what we wanted to talk about because it's super important. And I was so jazzed. We met for coffee last weekend and this came up, our topic that we're going to talk about today came up, and I'm like, I want to share this with our team. And I didn't want to wait 2 weeks till she was back from the Transformation Center. And so anyway, Aliza was graciously gave up part of her time on Saturday morning. So I'm gonna let Aliza take it away because it was kind of based on well, I'll just let you take it away. I'm not even gonna say it. I'm not gonna put words in your mouth. So go ahead, Aliza.
Okay, so today, the topic that we want to talk about, that we want to share, is about branding and creating your own team. Now, those words were so foreign. I read them in GoPro and stuff, and I'm like, what does that mean? My brand. I'm just Aliza Mooney. I'm not a brand. I'm not Just Do It or, Nike. Like, what does, you think brands, you think Starbucks and these big things. And it's like, I'm just me, and I'm doing Beachbody, and that's cool. But there's so many other people that are doing it. So what makes you unique? And so first and foremost, I want to start by asking y'all a question. And I was, in live, I would see you guys raise your hands, but
you still have to answer in the comments.
Yes, you can still answer in the comments. I want to know if you think Team Fit to Love is your team. Is it? Do you think that the Fit Club Network is your team? You probably said yes. And I did too until about 6 months ago when something happened that kind of changed my mindset of they're not my teams. I'm part of those teams, but they're not my teams. They're great resources for training. They're great resources for networking. They're great resources for bouncing ideas and things like that, but it's not my team. And what finally changed my mindset was actually a disagreement between Kelly and I. I had some ideas of things I wanted to do in the team, and she didn't like them, or not even she didn't like them, they just didn't fit with her brand. So Kelly, I want you to tell us real quick, what Team Fit to Love, what's your brand? What does that mean? How did that start?
Yeah. So Team Fit to Love, and I will. Why is it echo? Weird. So Team Fit to Love, when I signed up with Fit Club Network with Dave and Monica, obviously I was super intimidated. They were, founding coaches, they were millionaire club, like all these things, and very successful teams. And I loved being a part of their team, and they taught me a lot, but the way that they did things was very different than what I envisioned my team and doing things. And so I immediately wanted to, and I also kind of followed their lead where they had, there was Team Beachbody, and then they had Fit Club Network, and then they had a group for their diamond coaches or their leaders, and they had all these groups. And so I was like, oh, well, I just kind of modeled what they did. So I created a team page for my coaches, for my personally sponsored coaches, and then they're personally sponsored. I started a challenge group because that's what they had, a challenge group. And personally, they had a co-ed one. And when I started in a challenge group with Dave, before I signed up, I was in a co-ed challenge group, which was fine. But I wanted to do something just for women. And so I kind of just followed what they were doing. I was like modeling, or they were modeling what I should do. And I copied it. And then in my own way. And then when I started thinking about a team name and what I wanted my brand. I didn't even know it was my brand at the time because I didn't really understand that. But I remember thinking, like, when I started, like, I wanted to be a healthy and happy mom. I had just gotten divorced from my ex-husband. I had a young child. I was absolutely depressed, like horrible. I mean, like just trying to go through the motions. And I was like, I need to be physically and mentally fit to love my child, to love anybody else that would come into my life thereafter. But first, I had to love myself. And that was really, really, really hard for me after coming out of a very, very abusive, my daughter's in the garage, abusive verbally and emotionally and mentally relationship with my ex-husband. And so I felt about this big, and I knew I couldn't love anybody else as I needed to, or help anybody else until I loved myself. And that's a process. Like, it wasn't like that just happened overnight, but that's what I wanted to do. I wanted to show and teach other women that you are valuable, you are worthy, you are somebody to be loved, you deserve time for yourself, and to be selfish and take care of you, your number one priority. Because I feel like also as a mom and a new mom, the message is everything's about your kid. Everything is about your child. It's not about you. You do everything for your kids. And if for the people that believe that, great. That's your priority, or that's the way, and that's fine. But in my life at that time, if that was my priority, I would have probably, I don't know where I would be like right now if I would have just focused on her and not have focused on myself first. And I don't even want to think about that. But so Team Fit to Love began because I truly believe you have to be fit. You have to love yourself in order to be mentally, physically fit. So fit to love yourself, fit to love your child and your spouse or significant other. And that's kind of where my purpose and passion came from. And it's definitely evolved. It was funny when I picked that team name, I had no idea like that it would completely evolve to what it is today. And it still rings completely true. But that was my message, my branding, my purpose. And so that's kind of, and then I've just kind of gone with that. So
yeah. And that's amazing, and it's great. And that was one of the things that I needed when I signed up with you and I did my first challenge with you 3 years ago this month, which is funny enough. And then signed up with my coach anniversary is next month, I think on the 2nd, or anyways. But that's what the message I needed at that time. But I have evolved and I have changed, and things have, like I said, I read GoPro and I read these other help books that said, oh, your brand and your things. And in network marketing, you need, people are purchasing from you. The reality is people can go online. They can search Energize. They can search Morning Meltdown 100. They can search the work. They can order it there. Mm-hmm. They'll be just put with a random person. But if they're following you and they're watching you, you want to sell you because they're signing up with you. I signed up with Kelly, not Beachbody. I signed up with Kelly for a challenge group. And so the message that she sent me that day, and I'll tell you, I did not take it the right way, was when you have your own team, you can do what you want. You can do what you want with your team. And I was like, girl, this is my team. What is she talking about? I am part of Fit to Love. Like, she doesn't understand. I am part of this team. Like, why? That's rude. And for a while, that was how I took it. We reflected. I took some time with it. I started thinking about it. And it was like, look, I don't have young children at home. I am an empty nester. I was an empty nester 2 years early when we lost my daughter. So my story is completely different than Kelly's. While it's still valuable and I still believe we have a purpose and you need to take care of yourself and things like that, my brand and the people that I reach are completely different than the people that Kelly reach. Doesn't mean I don't appreciate Kelly and love our team and want to be part of the team. I am part of Fit to Love, but Fit to Love is not my team. And it was funny, once I started having that mindset change, I started thinking, what does my team look like? What is my team's mission? Because I knew Kelly's story. She had shared it with us before, I think in a team call or maybe in a conversation together. I've been around a long time with Kelly, so I knew that story. I knew what her brand was. I knew why she chose the name Fit to Love. Like, I knew that the two was her and Kinley together. Like, I knew all of that. So what is me? What is Aliza Mooney? And what was stopping me almost 2.5 years of being a coach from getting out of my damn way and creating my own team. You're looking at her. This girl right here, Aliza Mooney, was in her own way. I was stuck. I wanted to, the challenge group, that was where I put, anybody that I added on. I was stuck in our team page, like not creating things on my own, doing things, and that changed. I started a challenge group on my own. I have, people there. It actually started with Transform 20, so it's called Time to Step Up. And I've got about 12 people on there. It's great, and we do our things and we do whatever. And guys, I fail. There's times where I don't post for like a week and they keep it going. And like, I am not perfect. But that's the beauty. Kelly missed a team call the other day. We're human. Like, Steve, things are going to happen. But each time I fail and I go, oh, that post didn't do very well, but this one did really well, you start to learn what resonates with the people that are coming to you and attracting to you. And so I started thinking about, what is my brand? What am I doing? Obviously, I'm a grief mom. And at first I thought, well, I'm going to reach all of these moms who have lost children and things like that. But that's really hard to do. If, yes, I want to share my story. I want to be authentic. I believe that losing my daughter, like, I have to turn that into not something good, but I have to make it be purposeful. I started a nonprofit called the Jordan Project. We have the group, The Beacon, which is a youth support group. We're doing all of these things. And I recently was a guest on a podcast talking about it, and she asked for 3 words that describe you. And because I had focused on my team and my brand, I knew exactly one of the words immediately. And it was purposeful. And she said it was the first time she'd ever had somebody use that word. I used dreamer and another one too, but purposeful was in there. And that one like resonates. And then we talked about it, and it was like, I'm living my life with purpose. And it's funny when you start to think about stuff, the signs that come out, and Kelly will enjoy this because she loves Home Goods too. So I was thinking about my brand and all of this stuff, and was at Home Goods, and I was just thinking, I want to get people to believe in purposes, and that they're made for something, and that there's a purpose for everything that happens to you in life. Things don't happen to you, they happen for you. And even the crummy, crappy, sad shit, I'm just going to say it, sorry. Hopefully kids aren't in the room. Like, I drop curses every once in a while. But yeah, so I just believe in that. And I love random acts of kindness and things like that. But so I went to Home Goods. Can you read this? Is it backwards?
No, it's perfect. Live
your life with purpose. Guess what my team name is? Team Live Your Life with Purpose. That is me. That is my brand. That is what I'm all about, is live your life with purpose after you've lost a child. Live your life with purpose even if you've had a divorce. Live your life with purpose. Fill in the blank for whatever is going on with you. And it kind of is in line with Team Fit to Love, but it's just a little bit different. It's more me. That is what I'm about. And I challenge my people to do Thankful Thursdays. Like, what are you thankful for? Doing those gratitude things. We do random acts of kindness challenges, like post your random act for today. And I love it. And those are just my things. So, and recently I did finally get to have a chance to sit down with Kelly and talk about things and just say, look, that text you sent me, I was offended, girl. Oh, so offended. But it was the best thing that ever happened to me, because it really did kind of give me permission, right? It gave me permission to start thinking about my own team. And you guys, my team right now is myself and my husband, who's not an active coach. But that's my team. Like, it will grow. I believe I'm setting up that foundation so that as I sign up other coaches, as I do things, and I have a team page, it's not published, but I have it in there. I put pictures in there. I put little things in there so that once I start having people, I can publish it and come to my team page. Here it is. This is our team page. And so it was really good. So taking, again, live your life with purpose, find purpose in that disagreement we had. And we did, and it helped. And so now we wanted to, as we were talking at coffee, it was like other people on our team need to hear this. We're all growing. We're all kind of at the same stages. And yes, Team Fit to Love, we are all part of, and I am not leaving. I am on the team page, but we're going to branch out and do things. And I think about, I don't know if you guys know this, Danielle Notoni is Ashley Molstead's mama coach. She's her upline. So she's Kelly to Ashley. They don't run their businesses together. They might guest on each other.
All the same.
Things like that, you know, and Tanya Barron's in there. I mean, there's some big names, but they've gone out and created their own teams. And Ashley is different than Danielle, and is different than Tanya, and is different than all of these other top coaches you can think of. They're all different and they're all unique. People come to them and they buy their brand. So I know that I think we're challenging you guys to just think about, what is your brand? And you don't have to go out and create a team page or do stuff, but just start getting that, you know, if you wanted to do something in your team, what would it be? What would your team name be? And, you know, what would your purpose, like what brings people to you? Because I think the more in touch you are with that, like my posts are more authentic. I'm able to post stuff that goes along with living my purpose, even if it's has nothing to do with workouts. Look, everybody's posting workout videos and things like that. And again, you post that stuff, they can just go online and search it. What makes it, what are they buying? They're buying you, you know, you're selling yourself, you're selling your team, you're selling your purpose. What are you there for? And so think about that. And I can't wait to hear what some people's are, because we're all so unique and there's so many, like, guys, I've been here since it was like me and Kelly. Like, I remember when Kisa started. Like, I love that there's so many more people actively coaching in Team Fit to Love, and that I get to be a part of that. And you guys, you have the biggest cheerleader in Kelly and myself as well. We are here. I'm just gonna cheer all of you guys on. When you guys are on stage someday with recognition, you better believe, like, we'll have the loudest cheering section. Team Fit to Love will, for sure. But it's all going to start with starting to think about your team, your purpose, what your brand is. And I just can't wait to hear what you guys come up with, because I think it'll be really exciting.
And I have a question for you, Aliza, because as you started, I think, because this has been my fear of not like challenging people to do this on their own, is because I don't want them to feel like I'm pushing them away from Team Fit to Love, or that you have to do everything by yourself, because we work so well together, and like with our tribe and the things that we all collaborate and do posts. And I know, and so this is in no way that, or that it's going to be so much more work on your own. And so I would ask you, you know, was this a ton of work to create your own team or your own team page and think about this branding?
No, not at all. And honestly, when I started the Time to Step Up, I'm also in the Fit Club Network's Insane Ward, yeah. And that we were doing the Transform 20 group at the time. And so all I did was copy the pictures and copy and paste those were like my daily posts. Like, I just copied and pasted it right into my team. They didn't know. They weren't in the Insane Ward. They didn't know I stole that stuff. And you know, so it's very easy to duplicate. We can share stuff if they work. Laura just recently did that amazing project where we got a year of content, which, so like, if I can't think of
it.
Yeah, it's like, if I can't think of something, or there's not something that I have that day scheduled, you better believe I am using those posts. And it literally, it's copy, click, and paste. And I'll tell you, at first, and I told you this at our coffee date, at first, when I first joined Kelly, she had these gorgeous pictures and the logo and all of this stuff. And I just thought, I can't do that. Like, I don't have time. I got a full-time job. And at the time I had a child that was dealing with mental health and substance abuse issues. Like, I don't got the time for this. Mama don't got time. And I don't know how to do that. I mean, I'm very tech savvy, but like, no. Um, and, but as time has progressed, I've seen a change in Kelly as well, where her stuff has changed. Still great content, still great stuff, but it's definitely more duplicate. We're having trouble. Thank you. You can duplicate it so much, and we're here for each other, and we share with each other, and you know, you can copy and paste stuff from the tribe into your team page and your challenge group if you decide to. And you know, nothing that we post is, you know, technically private, I guess. Like,
Well,
it's
I'll tell you, so like, in terms of like the team page stuff, like, do you understand? Like, I go to Fit Club Network, or I go to Beachbody Champions page, or I go to Coach 411, and I copy paste and then put it in our team page. Like,
yeah.
I mean, like, the only thing that's original content normally in that group is something that I want to do specific to Team Fit to Love or our team calls or things like that. Like, I don't reinvent the wheel. Like, that's ridiculous.
Yeah.
There's no need to. Yeah. And then, you know, now we have all this stuff from Dave and Monica for Coach Coach BizOps and new coach opportunity, like all this stuff, and they're creating graphics and everything, and it's like you get to use what you want. Just like I've created graphics like for the IG page. If you want to do an IG sneak peek, you can, like, we share all that stuff with each other, so that you can brand yourself and not me. And I do want to, unless Lisa has anything to say, the one thing I did want to wrap up with is she talked about Danielle Natoni and Ashley Molstad. And when Ashley Molstad was recognized this last year at Summit as the #1 coach in the entire network, she was not recognized as a participant or a member of Fit and Funky, which is Danielle Natoni's team, her higher up. She was recognized for her Follow Your Bliss family, and because that is her team. So think about that. Like, if you're going to be recognized on stage, or just recognized, not even maybe on stage, but you're on the Diamond Wall or anywhere would they have your team name, do you want to be recognized for being on Team Fit to Love, or do you want to be recognized for you, for your brand, for your purpose, for your mission? And again, I hope this is not coming off as we're pushing anybody away from Team Fit to Love, as we're obviously Aliza is still part of Team Fit to Love. Obviously she's going to be able to utilize anything and everything that we do. I am not asking anybody to leave the tribe. I love our tribe that we've created. It's only giving you permission to, let's say, like, my challenge group, like the challenge group that we're all in, and I hate to say it's mine because it's all of ours, but one of the rules that I have for my challenge group, for the one that I want to run and the one that I envision, is no men. And so that I've had other people that have joined, and they're like, they're okay with having men. Okay, that's great. Like, you could run your challenge group on the My Challenge Tracker app. You could create a new group. Like, I don't want people to feel that if they really want to support men and they really want to do this, or if you want to allow people to be in the group without having purchased BOD or having, being an actual like customer, because I started that way. That's exactly how I started. So these are just things that I've changed and grown based on what I'm capable of doing and where I want to put my energy and things like that. And so sometimes I feel bad that I have these rules, if you want to say, and I don't think other people will necessarily agree with them. So again, I don't want to say to everybody, well, when you have your own team, you can do whatever you want, because I don't mean to offend. I'm just like, but you can. Like, that's why, like, I don't do things like Dave and Monica. And they didn't tell me, go make your own team. You can do what you want. I just did, because I was like, I thought that's what I was supposed to do. Let's be real honest. Back 5 years ago, I just was like, oh, I think this is what I'm supposed to do. They did it. So it was different. But anyway, I just want to make sure that that's clear. It's not that I'm wanting anybody to go away. I don't, like, when I'm recognized on stage, I'm not going to be recognized for being part of Fit Club Network. Like, I will be Team Fit to Love. And it's like, not that I don't give Fit Club Network like tons of props and all the stuff that they've provided me with over the last 5 years, but that's where I started. That's not who I am. And so that's kind of the last thing that I want to say. I don't know if you have any closing statements.
Well, I was just going to say, but as you know, going back to the Ashley Molstad and Danielle Natoni was on stage dancing her heart out,
Yep.
even though she's not a dancer, for Ashley, because she was celebrating her success.
Yeah.
And Kelly would do the same for any of us. And when Kelly is recognized and does amazing, Monica and Dave are there cheering. Like, you have a cheering section. It's not pushing, like, we're not cutting ties with anybody. Like, Kelly and I have not cut ties.
Right.
It's just, I have learned to spread my wings a little bit. And, you know, and I know, again, I was in my own way. I was too scared to do it. I didn't think I could do it. It's not about perfection. It's just keep trying and keep doing it and realizing you can copy and paste and use the resources that are out there. Don't reinvent the wheel. Just tweak it so that it's you, that it's coming from you and it's authentic to you and your brand, because that's what's going to resonate with your challengers and your customers.
Yep. And the people you're trying to reach.
Yeah.
So anyway, that was awesome and amazing. And so I personally have homework and for you. And that is to challenge you to think about, maybe you're not ready to pick a team name or go that, but I challenge you right now to think about your brand and your purpose. Like what is your message? What is, and I know Kisa and I were talking about this the other night, and like looking at your perfect avatar, your customer avatar or your coach avatar. And I have questionnaires for those. And so, if you want that, it's work. It's definitely work, but it definitely helps you narrow down and hone in who you're talking to and who you want to be talking to. And so that is my challenge, is to think about your purpose and what your brand, you specifically, and if you want to come up with a team name and you think that you want to go, then that's awesome. Like, I would love to hear it.
Go to Home Goods. You never know.
Right?
I might smack you in the face.
Well, and so one of my biggest quotes was, she believed she could, so she did. I have a huge thing on my wall hanging because I found it at Home Goods in pink and gold. I mean, come on.
Right?
Come on. I mean, all these things in here, like I have, like it's perfect that it comes in, it showed up in my colors and all this stuff and all. So like, yeah, Home Goods is just where it's at.
Right.
But anyway, so thank you so much, Eliza. I so appreciate it. Don't hang up when I stop recording, because we're going to get a photo, as always. But homework is going to be due before next Thursday night's call. And that is, I'm going to post it right after we get off here, so you have almost a week. I'm going to stop recording.